So, welcome back to my 90-day challenge of visibility and freedom. I think today is day 8 or 9. I'm not 100% sure, but what I can tell you that I'm sure of is that today I hit a wall. Not physically in my car, not like that, but I mean a creative wall. I almost well, I knew I was going to pick up the microphone, but I felt in my mind like I just don't even know if what I'm doing makes sense or if I should like if what I'm doing even if it even makes sense. I think that's something that's going to happen when you are actively shifting in your life. There's going to be a time or 10 where you hit a wall and you start to question, like, am I supposed to be doing this? Or not necessarily am I supposed to be doing this, but like, am I doing the right thing? Is this how it's supposed to go? Should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? Uh, what if I don't get the results I want? Or if like you just start to question. There's gonna be points in any season, of your life when you have this bold, audacious idea to do something, and then you start doing it, and then you question, like, am I supposed to be doing this? What I was questioning was, as I continue making this content, is like I was thinking about the name of my brand, which is Brown Girl Self Care. Obviously, it's for Black women, but the word that gets me now that really stands out is self care, because as we know, like, go to YouTube, or you're on YouTube right now if you're watching this, but just go to YouTube or go to social media and just type in the word self care and look at the hashtags. This is nothing new, but you'll see your page full of men and women who are, and really more so women. I feel like this idea of self care is really sold to women, that it has to be done a certain way. And if you type in self care, you're going to see all these products and these aesthetics and these vibes and these looks and these, did I say products already? I'll say it again. These products that are being touted as these these things that you must have in order to look a certain way, be a certain way, feel a certain way. And it's not I, it's not that, like, I'm not against buying things for self-care. I'm really not. There's things that I want and need, that would go under the label of self-care, like, being able to take a trip or soak in a tub and buy this specific Epsom salt, and have certain books or just whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not against the buying. But what I'm still seeing when I think about, or when I'm like kind of like looking at self-care, I'm still seeing more so this aesthetic that has to be hit. So when I sit down and record this, I'm not showing you, well, I guess I am showing you an aesthetic. It's very minimalist. It's giving, I just want to be myself right now and not have to perform wellness or not have to perform self-care. Um, I don't want to have to look a certain way or wear a certain item or anything like that. So I guess that is a vibe. It is an aesthetic. But the aesthetic that I see that makes me today question if what I'm doing even is right is because it's still very much giving hyper girly, um like we're being sold this thing that really caters to the outside when we think about self-care. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Self-care is still popping up primarily as this hyper, let's say, pink vibe. And by pink, I mean super girly, where it's about getting the nails done. It's about the hair care. It's about taking this specific vitamin. It's about wearing this specific leisure or workout outfit and being cute. It's about using this specific cup for your coffee and this very specific type of journal and journaling in this way. And I don't even know if I'm making sense what I'm trying to say. In my mind, it makes sense, but trying to relay that to you, I don't know if it's making sense. But all that to say, today, I hit the wall. It caused me to question if this is even what I'm doing, like if it even makes sense, because I'm not against those things, but that's not necessarily what I am here to do or talk about on a regular basis. I don't have a problem with like showing maybe a haul or things like that, but that's not what I plan to do on a consistent basis. My thing is more so affirming Black women in a way that's relatable to me, like real and relatable. Like in other words, giving you the things that I wish I had years ago so that you can honor your humanity. But to me, self-care starts from the inside out. So maybe that's just, again, not so much that I'm against buying certain things, and because I you deserve to have everything that you desire. Every single thing, from the house to the car to the nails to the whatever. You know what I'm saying? You deserve all of that. Like I believe in that for Black women. But I just question if, like, in the name brown girl self-care, if like I don't even know what the hell I'm trying to say at this point, but I'm gonna stick with this here. um when I think about the word self-care, I'm not even sure if I am using the right word, because based on society standards, when I talk about honoring the humanity of Black women, when I talk about affirming Black women, when I talk about boundaries and healing from trauma, regardless of how old, like how long it takes to even start that journey, when I talk about or think about like personal development and blooming and um, things of that nature. Now, after all these years, I'm like questioning, is this even really like self-care? Because self-care, there's this huge like identity when it comes to self-care, and it's very curated. It's very performative. Not for everyone, but it's very pretty. It's very pretty and very I don't want to say fake, because that's not necessarily the word I'm looking for, but it did cause me to question, because I was looking at something, a video, and they were talking about self-care, and it was a Black woman, but everything that she did in the video was it was just very curated. And this is not picking on her. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everyone. And yeah, there are people that talk about mental health, and like I said, the things that I'm talking about, like freedom and liberation and things like that. But generally speaking, self-care is just a very pretty thing. And I guess for me, it's kind of surface level as well. Again, not that you don't need or can't have those things. I guess what I was trying to accomplish was I wanted to go below the surface of that. I really wanted to go below the surface of the pretty, of the whatever the norm is, of this performative type of wellness, if you know what I mean. And so, yeah, I hit that wall today because I tend to overthink. And then I'm like, oh my God, why is the name of my podcast Brown Girl Self-Care? You're not even really talking about self-care. Why are you doing these videos? You're not showing them these pretty face masks and um this delicious healthy meal that you are going to eat or prepare, things like that, or how you make your bed. Well, I ain't got a bed right now, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not showing you or talking about all these performative things. So yeah, I hit the wall today and I was almost tempted to not record. I'm just being honest because I'm like, oh, well, I'm just doing it all wrong. It's funny when you start to walk in the thing that you want to walk in, like when you start to walk in your purpose or trying something new, you start out strong. At least I know I always do. You start out strong and then something comes up. It could be a weekend, a week in. It could be a month in, it could be 24 hours in, but you end up hitting this wall, and you have a decision to make. Are you going to continue, or are you going to get so caught up in your head that you are not even able to hit your stride and see what's on the other side? Like you tap out because in your mind you're like, oh, this is not right, I'm not doing it the right way, everybody else is doing it this way, I shouldn't do it this way, this doesn't make sense, this is dumb, this is stupid, like that kind of thing. Or like, I can't do that because everybody else is doing XYZ, but I'm doing something differently. You end up hitting that wall and you just start to question everything. And that's what happened to me today. Because I'm like, self-care, is not, I, I don't I don't see a lot of content that pops up where we're talking about self-care from like a real and raw place on a consistent basis, like the struggles, with mental health, with depression, with, you know, trauma, stuff like that. And again, it is out there. I'm not saying that it's not, but there's still a huge curated concept of what self-care is, or how it looks for apparently so many people, apparently so many people. And I think it can be disheartening to someone who really wants to heal and change their life when they're seeing this over and over and over and over again, this curated ideal of what self-care is. And they're like, well, that's not me. I'm not doing that. I just don't want you to feel disheartened if that is you. Again, self-care can look like different things. I'm not saying that it's not okay to make self-care beautiful and luxurious and all that, because we deserve luxury. We do. We deserve beauty, whatever makes you feel beautiful. We deserve all those things. But my hope is that we can continue to shift this conversation from the curated to the real and raw when it comes to self-care. So maybe that's just my difference. Like I feel like I'm walking through this sea of just beautiful self-care, and I'm just out here talking about you know personal development and honoring your humanity, and uh aligning with your values, and just this journey of freedom that I'm on, and that kind of thing. And it's just like, it makes me question, like, girl, that really self-care? Maybe you should have called it brown girl personal development or brown girl humanity or something. I don't know. But that literally was kind of like what popped up for me today. But I'm so glad that I did decide to continue because I am very committed. But I wanted to be real with you and let you know that this did pop up, because this does pop up when you are moving forward towards something. But I want you to continue whatever that something is, because you're never going to know. You're never going to know what's on the other side. You're never going to know how you can grow, whatever it is that you're doing, unless you start to hit your stride, unless you continue moving forward, unless you keep the momentum going. If you stop, it's never going to happen. It's never, I can guarantee you, it's never going to happen because you've stopped. Okay. So there's going to be times when you get in your head. There's going to be times when you overthink. There's going to be times when you look around and you see that other people are doing other things, or it seems like the world is doing something. The world is doing option A and you are doing option Z, not even B or C or D. They're doing A, you're doing Z. But I want you to keep going. I want you to stay committed. I want you to keep that vision in front of you. And I want you to know that what you're doing as you heal and bloom, it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to look like what everyone else is doing. It doesn't have to perfectly come together in this really cute little package. It's what you're doing doesn't it's like it's not a commodity, it's not a consumable thing for like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be different because you're different, because I'm different. We're just different. Like if you're watching this video, I know that you're different. I know that you want more for your life. I know that you deserve to live well, and I know that you're going to need to do some things on your personal freedom journey that are going to not necessarily look mainstream. I know that I'm not a mainstream chick. For forever, I fought that tooth and nail. I wanted to be mainstream so bad. I know I'm going off topic, but I'm gonna go where the spirit takes me. I wanted to be mainstream so bad. All my life, I wanted to be mainstream so bad because I felt like those people that are mainstream, they are loved, they are coveted, they have these fabulous lives, and everyone loves them, and they can do no wrong, and they're just these beautiful shiny people. I think that comes from Grey's Anatomy, beautiful shiny people, something like that. um I just wanted to be mainstream. I wanted to be mainstream. But I have come to terms with, and I have come to realize over the last whatever of my life, that I'm not mainstream. I'm not like your average person. And I'm not saying that in a braggy way. I just know that I'm not. I am not. I am not mainstream. From my habits to my mannerisms to the way I look to the way I speak, like to the thoughts that I have, I know that I am not mainstream. So the things that I speak about, I guess I have to come to terms with the fact that they are not necessarily consumable for the masses. Everyone's not going to get it. Everyone's not going to understand where I'm coming from. They're not going to know what I'm trying to express, and or they do know and they don't care. Like it doesn't vibe with them. It doesn't resonate with them. And that's okay. And so I'm just using that as a reminder for me that I must continue picking up this microphone every single day. I must continue this 90-day challenge so that I remain in integrity with myself. Plus, as I continue and start to hit my stride on this, you never know which way things are going to go for the better good, because you are like, I'm stacking on the idea on top of idea on top of idea. When you start to express yourself and start to get creative, you're going to start having different thoughts, and your path is going to start taking different directions versus, had you just stopped and said, this is not for me. Or had I just stopped and said, this is not for me. And I allowed myself to get in my head because I'm not upholding this ideal of perfection or doing things the way that a lot of other people are doing it, you know? So, yeah, totally overthought some things. But I am still in it to win it. And yeah, I'm just expressing that because I said that's what I was going to be doing as I continue sharing with you every single day, kind of like this visibility and freedom challenge that I'm doing. So I think this is day 8 or 9, like I said before. That's it for today. Drop a comment. Let me know if you were picking up what I'm laying down or if any part of this message resonated specifically with you. And if you haven't already, make sure that you follow this channel for more, because there are definitely many more videos to come, apparently, because I've committed for 90 days and I'm not even on day 10 yet. So definitely much, much more to come on just this idea of self-care that I have in my mind for Black women as we honor our humanity and bloom. Okay. All right. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.